Welcome back to America Needs Fatima's series on the angels. While their abilities are extraordinary, even more sublime is their mission. Come with me as I explore the mysteries surrounding God's most faithful ministers, the admirable creatures we call the angels. In the Old Testament story of the fiery furnace found in the book of Daniel, an angel of the Lord protects 3 men from being burned alive. The story goes like this. King Nebuchadnezzar made a golden image and insisted his subjects come to pay homage to it. In other words, to worship a false god. Anyone who refused to bow down before the image would receive the most severe punishment. They would be thrown into a fiery furnace and burned to death. It so happened that the Jews were living in exile in Babylon at the time. 3 Jewish men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, in particular, refused to kneel before the golden idol, forbidden by the 10 Commandments. So, the men were brought before the king, who told them their fate and mocked them, saying no god could deliver them from his hands. But the men were confident and told the king that their God would deliver them from the furnace. Full of fury, King Nebuchadnezzar ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. He ordered mighty men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to cast them into the flames. The fire was so hot that it melted and killed the soldiers who cast them in, and the 3 Jewish men fell bound into the furnace. They walked in the flames there, singing hymns to God and blessing the Lord. And the angel of the Lord came down into the furnace to be with them. He drove the flames out of the furnace, making the furnace like a moist whistling wind, so that the fire didn't touch or hurt them. King Nebuchadnezzar was amazed and asked, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire? But I see 4 men loose, walking amid the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." So the king called to the men, and they came out of the fire. The men and their clothes were unharmed, a miracle. King Nebuchadnezzar blessed the God of the Jews, promoted the 3 men in the province of Babylon, and decreed that no one speak anything against their God. Isn't this incredible story of the Catholic faith fascinating? If only more true stories like these were being told. This is the exact reason why we feature stories like this so often in Crusade magazine. Crusade magazine is our full-color, fully Catholic magazine that we have been printing for over 35 years. We fill Crusade magazine with inspiring stories of the saints, spiritual guides, and wisdom from the Bible, and Catholic news and opinions on what's happening in the world around us. Crusade magazine is one of the gifts you will receive when you sign up to become a Child of Mary member. As soon as you sign up to become a Child of Mary, you will receive a subscription to Crusade magazine, a beautiful metal lapel pin featuring the image of the pilgrim statue of Our Lady, and your name and intentions will be sent immediately to a local priest who will offer a full Catholic Mass for you every morning, 365 days a year.
Special intention for our liturgy today, for our Mass, America Needs Fatima's Children of Mary. And especially we offer this Divine Liturgy for Lucy Cosgrove, for Matthew Long, for Mary Wyman, for Lisa.
Click the link in the description below to sign up today. Okay, back to our story. Remember, King Nebuchadnezzar had called the men out of the fire, and they were completely unharmed. Meditating on this story, St. John Eudes said that the marvels of Babylon's furnace are great, but they only foreshadowed the miracles found within the Immaculate Heart of the Queen of Angels. What, then, is the significance of the fire in the furnace concerning Our Lady? It is the fire of divine love burning in the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And what is the meaning behind the angel's action, making the mist of the furnace like a moist whistling wind? St. John Eudes says the moist wind, akin to water, represents the properties of water subsisting side by side with the fire. This dual nature signifies the virtue of divine love, possessing the ardor of fire to inflame the Virgin Mother's purest heart, and the properties of water to entirely extinguish the fire of self-love and attachment to perishable things. As the Babylonian king perceived the angel as a son of God, or in other translations, a son of the gods, we discern a profound connection to the Immaculate Heart. The angel symbolizes the indwelling of our Lord Jesus Christ in the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The prophet saw 4 figures in the Babylonian furnace, and the 4th was like the Son of God. This angel, according to Daniel, represents the only begotten Son of God, dwelling in person in the glowing heart of his most holy mother, a heart ablaze with the fire and flame of love and charity. The story at Fatima, where the light of God emanates from Our Lady to the seers, finds resonance with the 3 Jews immersed in the flames of the fiery furnace. Just as the light of God enveloped the seers at Fatima, we are called, as true children of Mary, to strive to enter into the Immaculate Heart of Mary. It is declared our refuge, where we may be immersed in the fire and light of God, receiving the graces to overcome sin and become true devotees of Our Lady. In the words of Sister Lucia dos Santos, a seer of Fatima, Our Lady opened her hands, communicating an intense light that penetrated their souls, making them see themselves in God. This radiant light, originating from the Immaculate Heart of Our Lady, beckons us to be immersed in the fire and light of God and actively set the world ablaze with true devotion. This echoes the ardent desire of the Son of God for the entire world to be illuminated with heavenly fire. Just as the 3 young men were bound but freed within the furnace, we are invited to plunge into the sacred furnace of the Immaculate Heart. These flames will not harm, but will destroy our fetters, giving us the holy liberty of the children of God and His loving Mother. Our hearts must become furnaces of eternal love, as urged by St. John Eudes in The Admirable Heart of Mary. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and return for the next installment in our Angel series.
Every new Child of Mary member gets a subscription to Crusade magazine as one of their gifts when they join. Become a Child of Mary today by clicking right here on your screen. As soon as you join, we will start sending this beautiful and spiritual Catholic magazine straight to your front door. Thank you, and may God bless you.